In the previous videos, we have seen um, the interfaces that are there on the Raspberry Pi board. So right now what we have in hand is this Raspberry Pi 3 model, while you have Pi 4 also. So now, after knowing what are all the interfaces that are present on the board, let us look at how to start programming on the board, or any other activities that can be done on the board. Mm, So first thing, if you know Raspberry Pi, you can do lot of activities in the IoT. So it doesn't mean that you cannot do IoT related activities with the small microcontroller boards, but considering the amount of interfaces, the amount of processing that can be done, and basically transferring data to the cloud, the hobby activities, if you seriously want to build a Raspberry Pi, there are some challenges which right now is not in scope. So first thing, if you are a beginner, let us see how to start. The first thing is, if you go to the Raspberry Pi website, you have lot of tutorials, lot of interfaces, and especially there is a image, operating system image, that is built for Raspberry Pi. So because Raspberry Pi board has Broadcom based processor, you need an operating system that need to be run on this board. So Raspberry Pi specialized image, which is called Raspbian, is available from their website, which you can download, and then you can dump. Not only that, there are several other images that are available from the website. You can just dump and see what is happening. So the first thing is, if you are a beginner, just start with downloading the existing image file and see, play around all the interfaces that are there on the board. Later, the next step would be understanding the file system that is there as a part of the Linux, and then try to see if you can write small device drivers. Example, you can start with the GPIO driver and then move to UART, and the other high-end interfaces. And also you can start trying your hands on Python. So as a beginner, yeah, the first two steps are easy. Python, most people are using, that also could be easy. The only challenges could be understanding the file system, and writing device drivers takes time for a beginner. But that is how we ease into working on any boards. So first thing, as we talked about Raspbian image, so this particular Raspbian can be downloaded using a flasher called Raspberry Pi Imager. This is basically an executable which is provided by Raspberry Pi. So you can download this, and this is how it looks. This is called a Raspberry Pi Imager v1.4, and then there are simple steps here. The first thing is, you have to select the operating system. So this is the 32-bit Raspbian Pi which we are using. So let us select this and choose SD card. So right now we haven't connected it. So now let us assume we connect a SD card to this. So we are just trying to insert an SD card. Now SD card being inserted, you can see here it's automatically detected. So you can select this, and then you can just write, click on write, and then it takes its time to download this particular operating system to this card, and then this Raspberry Pi can be inserted into the this SD card can be inserted into the Raspberry Pi board for the board to board. So we will see in the next step what happens once this SD card is inserted into the Raspberry Pi and it is powered up.